Winter is probably my most favorite season. It is a time when my family and I spend a lot of time together and do things that we enjoy. One of my earliest memories of going to Tomliscombe in the winter. It seemed like it was really late because it was dark outside. I remember my mom dressing me in layers and layers of clothing to keep the cold out. It was very cold and I could see my parents all bundled up in their parkas. My mom was in the Comtic box and I got in with her and my dad covered us up in many blankets. We set off. It was extremely cold and I remember being so happy to be going away to that special place. I can still remember the smell of exhaust from the skidoo. And whenever the cold is just right, the wind is just right, I happen to smell that smell again, it brings me right back to those happy times. Winters of my youth seem to be a lot colder than they do these days. A few years back, my husband and I were working in Goose Bay and living in Northwest River. We took every opportunity to come home to visit. We planned to go home to Rigolet and on to God's country, Tomliscombe River, during Easter holidays. We began by going to Mulligan on Good Friday and we're going to continue on. However, when we woke up the next day, all the snow was melted and there was only slush and ice left. The going had give out. We decided that it would be too risky to go to Rigolet on skidoo that year. A disappointing and sad time. I hope that it was a one-off year and it doesn't happen ever again. I can't imagine how life would be if I couldn't travel in the winter because the ice wasn't suitable to go on. We are so isolated here and looking forward to traveling to Goose Bay on skidoo isn't an annual event. After months of being landlocked, the opportunity to go on skidoo up the bay to see family, friends, and do a bit of shopping is welcome. Since I have married my husband, we travel extensively by snowmobile to Goose Bay, to our cabins, and to other communities. It is not only essential to us, but it is a source of pleasure. To visit friends, attend cultural events, to hunt caribou, partridge, fish for trout and smelts, to visit our historical and family places is a part of who we are. To consider that there may be a time when the weather conditions change so drastically that we cannot safely travel on the ice is heartbreaking. To be a part of a culture and a people that has a necessary connection to nature and the outdoors and is used to living in a certain way, to see that slipping away is scary. When I see that decisions are being made by those in authority to speed up the deterioration of polar ice caps, things that change our environment, I get angry and upset. Some people who live in urban areas or cities do not necessarily understand our deep connection to the land. They say, if you don't like it, move. I, for one, do not appreciate this mentality. I love where I live and want to live here forever. I want my daughters to live this lifestyle, and I want my grandchildren to have the same opportunities to enjoy this wonderful life, this wonderful place, our wonderful people, to practice our culture and to live our lifestyle in peace and tranquility, and to allow others in the world the same privilege. When I look around Labrador and the colors are changing in the fall, when the land is vast expanses of snow and ice, when the birds are flying and nesting in the spring, and when the big apples are beautiful dark orange and drooping their heads just waiting to be picked, I feel proud. I feel content. I am happy.